You probably won't believe this, but a simple kitchen spice, something you've seen 1,000 times and never thought twice about, can awaken your body's natural power again, even after 60. I'm not talking about another supplement or some internet gimmick. I'm talking about cloves, a spice so potent that when used the right way, it can boost your libido by up to 300% and restore healthy blood flow throughout your entire body. Most men overlook it, yet this tiny bud holds one of nature's most concentrated sources of circulation-enhancing compounds known to science. I'm Dr. Mohit Khera, a board-certified urologist and men's health specialist with over 30 years of experience helping men restore their confidence, vitality, and performance, naturally. I've worked with thousands of men who believed their best days were behind them, only to discover that their bodies were still capable of powerful renewal once they learned how to support themselves the right way. Here's the surprising truth. Millions of men drink clove tea, chew cloves, or add them to their food, but almost all of them do it wrong. Used incorrectly, cloves lose nearly all their healing potential. Used correctly, they awaken blood vessels, nerves, and hormones in perfect harmony. And that's exactly what I'm about to show you. In this video, you'll learn the precise way to use cloves to restore circulation, energy, and natural male drive, all without drugs or side effects. So stay with me, because in just a moment, I'll reveal the exact nightly method that turns this simple spice into your body's most powerful ally for strength, stamina, and confidence, even after 60. Before we begin, if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to hit that button and turn on the notification bell, so you never miss any of my natural health advice made specifically for men over 60. And if you find this video helpful, type 1 in the comments to let me know you're with me. If not, type 0, and tell me what I can do to make these videos even more useful for you. Now, let's get into the heart of it. To truly understand how cloves can restore your strength and blood flow, we first need to look at what's really happening inside a man's body after 60, why energy fades, circulation weakens, and how this tiny spice can help turn it all around. Section 1. What happens inside a man's body after 60? When a man crosses 60, something subtle yet powerful begins to shift deep inside his body. It's not sudden, and it's not your fault. It's the slow, quiet change that happens when circulation weakens and hormones begin to drift out of balance. You might notice you wake up feeling heavier, not in weight, but in energy. The same morning spark that used to come effortlessly feels harder to find. You might recover slower after activity, or notice your hands and feet get colder than before. These are not random annoyances. They are signals. Your body is whispering that your blood flow isn't what it used to be, that your vessels have lost some of their flexibility, that your nerves aren't firing with the same strength they once had. When you were younger, your arteries were like smooth, clean pipes. Blood moved through them freely, feeding every organ with oxygen and vitality. But as the years pass, inflammation and oxidative stress quietly build up. They stiffen those vessels, narrow the pathways, and slowly limit the supply of life-giving blood. This doesn't just affect your heart. It affects your brain, your energy, and yes, even your ability to perform as a man. Because erections, strength, and stamina all depend on one thing: healthy circulation. Without that, even the highest testosterone levels can't do their job. I've seen it time and again in my patients. A man comes into my clinic frustrated, convinced he's too old, that what he's feeling is just part of aging. But when we test his blood flow and hormones, the story is always the same: poor circulation and chronic low-grade inflammation quietly stealing his vitality. And here's the most important truth. You don't lose your manhood with age. You lose it when your body stops receiving the oxygen and nutrients it needs to function. The good news is that process can be reversed. You see, your body has an incredible ability to heal when given the right support. Your blood vessels can regain flexibility, your nerves can regain strength, and your hormones can rebalance naturally. You just need to create the right environment for that healing to begin. That's where nature steps in. Specifically, one of the most underestimated spices in your kitchen. Because as it turns out, there's a natural way to fight this slow decline, not with pills or hormones, but with something so simple, Most men walk past it every day without realizing what it can do. And in the next part, I'll show you exactly how this humble spice, when used correctly, can reignite blood flow, energy, and drive in ways that truly surprise you. Section 2. How cloves rebuild circulation and blood flow. When I first started studying the effects of natural remedies on men's health, I was skeptical. I had seen too many miracle claims that fell apart under real science. But the more I looked into cloves, the more I realized how extraordinary this tiny spice really is. It's not a myth. It's chemistry. Inside each clove is a compound called eugenol, and this one molecule has the power to help your blood vessels relax, open, and move life through your body again. You see, your blood is your body's river of vitality. It carries oxygen to every muscle, organ, and nerve. But after 60, that river often slows. The walls of your arteries stiffen, small inflammations build up, and your body starts struggling to deliver enough oxygen where it matters most. That's when men start noticing colder hands and feet, slower recovery, and weaker performance. When I explain this to my patients, I tell them, this isn't just about aging, it's about circulation. And that's where cloves step in. Eugenol acts like a natural vasodilator. That means it gently relaxes the walls of your blood vessels, allowing blood to flow freely again. It's similar to what modern medications try to do, but in a completely natural way, without the side effects. Every time you drink properly prepared clove water, that eugenol begins working quietly, expanding tiny vessels, improving oxygen delivery, and feeding your cells the energy they've been craving. But cloves do even more than that. They fight the very inflammation that caused those vessels to stiffen in the first place. The antioxidants in cloves neutralize free radicals, those unstable molecules that damage your cells and age your arteries from the inside out. When those radicals are kept in check, your circulation becomes smoother, your blood pressure stabilizes, and your tissues can finally breathe again. I've had men come back to my clinic after a few weeks of consistent use, telling me their feet feel warmer, their energy lasts longer through the day, and even their mood feels lighter. They often say, "Doctor, I don't feel younger. I feel alive again." And that, to me, is the true power of restoring circulation. It's not just about performance. It's about life returning to every corner of your body. So, if you've been wondering why your energy fades, why recovery takes longer, or why your body doesn't respond like it used to, remember this. It's not age stealing your strength. It's poor circulation. And the natural compound hidden in cloves can help reverse that story, drop by drop, cup by cup. But that's just one part of the equation, because as your blood flow returns, another system begins to awaken, the one that fuels your drive, your focus, and your confidence. And that's exactly what we'll uncover next. Section 3. The testosterone connection. I'll never forget one of my patients, a 64-year-old man named David, who sat across from me one afternoon and said, "Doc, I think my fire's gone out." He wasn't talking about attraction or desire. He meant the energy that drives a man to feel alive, focused, and confident. His blood tests told the story I've seen hundreds of times. His testosterone levels had slipped below the healthy range, and his body was struggling to produce more. But what most men don't realize is that testosterone isn't just a hormone. It's a reflection of how well your entire system is working. And this is where cloves play an unexpected, powerful role. Inside those small brown buds is a mineral that often gets overlooked: manganese. It's not as famous as zinc or magnesium, but it's essential for the enzymes that produce testosterone. Think of manganese as the spark plug in your hormonal engine. It doesn't create the fuel itself, but without it, nothing ignites. When your body has enough manganese, your natural hormone production wakes up again. Combine that with the improved blood flow from eugenol, and suddenly your cells are not just receiving oxygen, they're receiving the signal to perform again. When I first explain this to my patients, they often ask if cloves are like taking testosterone supplements. I tell them no, cloves don't replace hormones. They restore your body's ability to make its own. That's a crucial difference. Artificial testosterone might give you a quick burst, but it can also make your body dependent, shutting down its natural production. Clove water, on the other hand, supports the body's own rhythm, quietly, gently, and sustainably. And the changes aren't just physical. When testosterone levels begin to rebalance, something remarkable happens inside a man's mind. His motivation returns, his confidence strengthens, his focus sharpens. I've seen men who thought they'd lost their edge completely suddenly walk taller, speak with more energy, and start pursuing goals they'd set aside years ago. It's not magic, it's biology finding balance again. That's the beauty of working with your body instead of against it. When your hormones stabilize and your circulation improves, you start to experience what I call deep vitality. Energy that doesn't fade by noon, strength that doesn't rely on caffeine, and desire that feels natural, not forced. But testosterone and circulation are only part of the story. For your body to respond fully, to feel pleasure, control, and connection, you also need the silent system that ties it all together, your nerves. Because without healthy, responsive nerves, even perfect blood flow and hormones can't create the sensations or performance you want, and that's exactly what we'll explore next. Section 4. Nerve health and sensitivity. When I talk to older men about energy and performance, I often tell them that blood flow is only half the story. The other half lives in something most people never think about: their nerves. These invisible lines of communication carry the signals of touch, arousal, and pleasure from your brain to every part of your body. When those signals weaken, you don't just lose sensitivity, you lose connection. Both with your body and, often, with your partner. I've seen men blame themselves for feeling less responsive, but it's not about willpower. It's about nerve health, and yes, it can be improved. As we age, the same factors that slow our blood flow, inflammation, oxidative stress, and poor circulation, also begin to damage the delicate nerves that control sensation. These nerves depend on oxygen and nutrients delivered through tiny blood vessels. When those vessels tighten or harden over time, the nerves don't get the nourishment they need. They become sluggish, and the messages between your brain and body start to lose clarity. That's when touch feels duller, response times slow, and the spark that once felt effortless begins to fade. Here's where cloves surprise most people. The eugenol inside this humble spice doesn't just open large blood vessels. It also helps nourish the microcirculation that feeds your nerves. By improving oxygen delivery and reducing inflammation, cloves allow these delicate fibers to repair themselves naturally. Over time, this means clearer communication between your brain and body, faster responses, and stronger, more reliable sensations. I've had patients tell me that after a few weeks of drinking clove water, they began to feel subtle changes. Warmth returning to areas that once felt cold, tingling sensations they hadn't felt in years, and even renewed confidence in their body's ability to respond. These are small signs, but they mean everything. They tell me the nerves are waking up again. It's like restoring an old radio. Once you fix the wiring, the music plays clearer, stronger, and richer than before. And this is about more than performance. When your nerves function properly, your body feels alive in a deeper way. You feel more connected to yourself, to your movements, to the world around you. You begin to trust your body again. And that confidence radiates into every part of your life. But here's the fascinating part. While nerves and blood flow are essential for responsiveness, they're only part of what makes a man truly vibrant. There's another layer, the system that connects every organ, balances your energy, and determines how you age from the inside out. And in the next part, we'll uncover how cloves quietly support that system too, bringing your entire body back into harmony. Section 5. Beyond libido. Full body benefits of clove water. Most men come to me because they want to feel strong again in one specific way. But what always amazes them is that when they start improving their circulation and hormone balance, everything else in their body begins to heal too. You see, cloves don't just target one function, they nourish the entire system. They work quietly, touching every part of the body that has been slowly losing energy over the years. When I first began recommending clove water to my patients, I expected to see better stamina or improved confidence. What I didn't expect was the cascade of changes that followed: clearer skin, steadier energy, better sleep, and a lighter mood. The reason is simple. Every cell in your body benefits when blood flow improves. For example, cloves are rich in antioxidants and vitamin C, which strengthen your immune system. That means fewer infections, faster recovery, and less fatigue. It's why many of my older patients tell me they don't catch colds as easily once they make this a nightly habit. Cloves also support digestion by stimulating enzymes that help your body break down protein and healthy fats. After 60, your digestive system naturally slows, making it harder to absorb nutrients. When that happens, you can eat well and still feel drained. Cloves help your body take what it needs from food again, fueling your muscles and mind with real energy. Then there's your liver, one of the most underappreciated organs in a man's health. Your liver filters toxins, balances hormones, and keeps your blood chemistry stable. Studies show that compounds in cloves reduce oxidative stress in the liver, giving it the strength to perform its duties more efficiently. When your liver works better, testosterone metabolism improves, your energy stabilizes, and your body feels cleaner inside. Cloves even support the prostate, reducing inflammation and easing pressure that causes frequent urination or discomfort. And if that weren't enough, they help regulate blood sugar, a critical factor for men over 60. When blood sugar spikes and crashes throughout the day, it drains energy, damages vessels, and interferes with hormone balance. Clove compounds help restore stability, keeping your body running smoothly from morning to night. When all these systems, circulation, digestion, liver, hormones, and nerves work together, something powerful happens. You don't just feel stronger, you feel younger, more centered, more at peace in your body. That's what I mean when I talk about deep vitality. It's not an instant rush. It's a steady awakening of health that builds from the inside out. But here's the thing most men miss. Even the most powerful natural remedy can fail if you use it the wrong way. And that's why in the next part, I'll show you the 5 most common mistakes men make when preparing or drinking clove water. Mistakes that can destroy almost all of its benefits without you even realizing it. Section 6. The 5 common mistakes that destroy cloves' benefits. Over the years, I've seen many men get excited about using cloves after hearing how powerful they can be. But when they come back to me weeks later saying they feel no difference, the first thing I ask is, how are you preparing it? Almost every time, that's where the problem begins. The truth is, even the best natural remedy can lose its power if used the wrong way. Clove water is simple to make, but it demands patience and precision. Treat it carelessly, and you're just drinking flavored water. Use it properly, and you're unlocking one of nature's strongest tools for blood flow, energy, and longevity. The first mistake most men make is boiling the cloves for too short a time. 2 minutes won't do it. The compound we're after, eugenol, takes time to fully dissolve into the water. When you rush it, you miss out on the very thing that gives clove its medicinal power. I tell my patients, give it at least 10 minutes of gentle simmering and don't lift the lid. Which brings me to the second mistake, leaving the pot uncovered. Eugenol is volatile, meaning it can escape with the steam. When that fragrant vapor rises, so does the benefit. Keep it covered and let the steam condense back into the liquid. That's where the real strength lies. The third mistake is timing. Some men drink clove water right before going to bed. But cloves can slightly stimulate your metabolism and your nervous system, especially if you're sensitive. That can make it harder to fall asleep. The ideal window is 1 to 2 hours before bed, close enough to support your body's nightly repair cycle, but not so close that it disrupts your rest. The fourth mistake is thinking more is better. I've met men who chew raw cloves by the handful or use highly concentrated clove oil, believing it will accelerate the results. Instead, they end up irritating their stomachs or stressing their liver. Clove is powerful. Respect it. 5 whole cloves per cup is enough. Let your body work with it gradually. And finally, the fifth mistake, ignoring interactions. If you're on medications like blood thinners or diabetes drugs, you must speak to your doctor first. Clove can naturally thin the blood and lower blood sugar levels. For many men, that's a benefit. But when combined with medication, it can go too far. When you correct these mistakes, something shifts. Your body begins to actually absorb the compounds it's been missing, and you start to feel the warmth, the energy, the circulation coming back. But knowing how not to ruin clove water is only half the story. What truly matters is learning how to prepare it the right way, step by step, so that every drop you drink carries its full natural power. And that's exactly what I'll walk you through next. Section 7. The correct way to prepare clove water. If you want to unlock the full strength of this ancient spice, you have to treat it with the same care you would a powerful medicine, because in truth, that's exactly what it is: nature's quiet medicine for circulation, energy, and renewal. I've taught this simple ritual to hundreds of men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s, and what always amazes me is how something so small can bring such noticeable change when done correctly and consistently. So here's the method I personally recommend to every patient who sits across from me and says, "Doctor, I just want to feel like myself again." Start with 1 cup of clean water, about 200 milliliters. Drop in exactly 5 whole cloves, not crushed, not ground, just whole. Place the pot on medium heat and bring it to a gentle boil. Now, this part is crucial. Cover it with a lid and let it simmer for 10 full minutes. You'll notice a warm, spicy aroma rising. That's the eugenol releasing into the water. Keep that lid on tight because those vapors carry the active compounds you need. Once the time is up, turn off the heat, but don't rush. Let the pot sit, still covered, for about 2 hours. This resting period allows the oils and antioxidants to infuse deeply, turning the water into a light amber color. That's when you know it's ready. When it's cooled to room temperature or still slightly warm, strain it into a cup. Sip it slowly. Don't gulp it down. This isn't a race. It's a ritual. Let your body feel it. Some men like to add a thin slice of lemon peel or a small piece of cinnamon to soften the taste and support digestion, but never add sugar. Clove water works best in its pure form. Drink it 1 to 2 hours before bed, when your body is naturally entering its repair mode. That's when your liver detoxifies, your hormones rebalance, and your blood vessels relax. It's the perfect time for clove water to support that healing process. If you have a sensitive stomach, start with 3 cloves instead of 5 and work your way up. The men who follow this routine consistently for 3 or 4 weeks almost always come back to me with a smile. They talk about sleeping more deeply, waking up warmer, and feeling an inner energy that builds instead of fades. And that's the key. Consistency, not intensity. When you repeat a small, meaningful habit like this every night, your body begins to rebuild itself piece by piece. But here's the part that truly fascinates me. This isn't just tradition or belief. Modern science now confirms exactly why clove water works so effectively. In the next part, I'll take you inside the research, showing how its unique compounds protect your blood vessels, balance your hormones, and awaken energy at the cellular level. Section 8. The science behind why it works. Now, let's pull back the curtain and look at what's really happening inside your body when you drink clove water. Because this isn't folklore, and it's not some internet myth. Every benefit you feel, the better blood flow, the renewed energy, the warmth returning to your body, can be traced back to science. Modern research has finally caught up with what ancient medicine already knew. Cloves are one of the most concentrated natural sources of healing power on Earth. At the core of this power is a compound called eugenol. It's what gives cloves their distinct aroma and their incredible potency. According to studies published in the National Library of Medicine and verified by institutions like the Cleveland Clinic, eugenol works as an anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, and circulatory enhancer all at once. That's a rare combination. Few natural compounds can protect your blood vessels, calm inflammation, and fight off harmful bacteria at the same time. When you drink clove water regularly, eugenol begins to clear out oxidative stress from your arteries. Think of it like polishing an old pipe so that blood can flow smoothly again. As circulation improves, your organs, especially your heart, liver, and reproductive system, begin to function like they did years ago. But eugenol isn't working alone. Cloves are packed with polyphenols, antioxidants that neutralize free radicals, those unstable molecules that accelerate aging and damage your cells. In fact, A single teaspoon of ground cloves has been shown to contain more antioxidant power than blueberries, green tea, and even some vitamin supplements combined. This antioxidant activity is what helps protect your nerves and blood vessels, keeping them flexible and responsive as you age. There's also manganese, an often overlooked mineral that plays a direct role in testosterone production and energy metabolism. The Mayo Clinic notes that men who are deficient in manganese can experience lower libido and slower recovery. By restoring this essential nutrient naturally, clove water helps your body reboot its hormonal rhythm without the risks of artificial boosters or injections. And it doesn't stop there. Studies show that clove extracts may improve insulin sensitivity and reduce oxidative stress in the liver, helping regulate blood sugar and hormonal balance. When your liver and pancreas function well, your body becomes more efficient at using nutrients and maintaining steady energy throughout the day. It's a beautifully interconnected system: circulation, hormones, liver, nerves, all benefiting from one small nightly ritual. That's why I always tell my patients, when you take care of your blood and your cells, your body takes care of everything else. But the real secret isn't just in the science. It's in how you make this ritual part of your life, seamlessly and consistently, so it becomes your quiet ally every single night. And in the next part, I'll show you exactly how to integrate clove water into your daily rhythm to keep your body youthful, energized, and strong for years to come. Section 9. How to make clove water a nightly ritual. When I first began recommending clove water to my patients, I noticed something interesting. The ones who saw the most powerful results weren't the ones who made the strongest brew or added extra ingredients. They were the ones who made it a ritual. They treated it like a promise to themselves, not a task to check off. Because healing doesn't come from intensity, it comes from consistency. Your body doesn't respond to what you do once in a while. It responds to what you do every day. So here's what I tell my patients. Think of clove water as your nightly reset button, the quiet moment when you tell your body it's time to repair. After dinner, prepare your cup of clove water the way I showed you. 5 cloves, simmered for 10 minutes, covered tightly, and left to rest. While it cools, take a short walk. Just 10 or 15 minutes of gentle movement helps your blood circulate and complements the work the cloves will do later. When you return, your drink should be warm or at room temperature. Perfect for sipping slowly, not rushing. Find a calm space, away from screens and distractions. Sit down, take a deep breath, and drink your clove water mindfully. As it warms your throat and stomach, imagine that same warmth flowing through your veins, clearing, restoring, reviving. It may sound simple, but this quiet act of presence tells your body it's safe to heal. Over time, that simple shift in mindset can make as much difference as the cloves themselves. In the morning, follow it with a short movement routine, a brisk walk, light stretching, or a few deep breaths by the window. This keeps your blood vessels responsive and your heart strong. During the day, choose real foods, lean proteins, fresh vegetables, olive oil, and whole grains. Avoid heavy, greasy dinners before bedtime so your body can focus on repair rather than digestion. And at night, aim for 7 hours of rest. That's when your body rebuilds testosterone, clears toxins, and balances hormones. The same processes that clove water naturally supports. Many men start noticing subtle changes after a week or two: deeper sleep, warmer hands and feet, steadier energy. But the real transformation happens around week 4. That's when your body truly begins to reawaken. Your strength, your vitality, your confidence. You start feeling like yourself again, maybe even better than you remember. But there's something deeper beneath all of this. Something that matters even more than the ritual itself. Because the real power of this practice isn't just in cloves or blood flow. It's in what happens to your mindset when you start taking care of yourself again. And that's exactly what we'll talk about next, the most important secret of all. Section 10. The real secret: reconnecting with your body. I've spent more than 3 decades helping men reclaim their strength, and there's one truth I've learned that matters more than any supplement, diet, or treatment. The moment a man decides to care for himself again, truly care, everything begins to change. It's not the cloves alone that bring back energy or confidence. It's the message you send to your body every time you take that small step, every night you boil that cup, every choice you make to honor your health instead of neglecting it. That's when your body starts listening again. That's when the healing begins. Many men in their 60s come to me feeling defeated. They think aging means losing control, that their best days are behind them. But I've seen those same men come back after a few weeks of commitment with light in their eyes, warmth in their hands, and hope in their voices. Not because of a miracle, but because they reconnected with their body. They stopped fighting it and started working with it. When you show up for yourself, even in the smallest ways, your body remembers how to respond. It's almost as if it's been waiting for you to come back. That's what I love most about this ritual. It's not about chasing youth. It's about rediscovering strength, physical, emotional, and spiritual. It's about realizing that your body is still capable, still responsive, still alive. When you take that first sip of clove water at night, it's not just about improving blood flow or testosterone. It's about saying to yourself, I still care. I still matter. And trust me, your body hears that. It begins to repair, cell by cell, quietly rebuilding the power you thought was gone for good. This journey isn't about perfection. Some nights you'll forget, some days you'll feel tired. But if you keep showing up, if you keep giving your body that message of care, the results will come. You'll feel energy where there was fatigue, confidence where there was doubt, warmth where there was numbness. Because your body never forgets how to heal, it just needs the right environment and the right reminder that you haven't given up on it. So, as we move to the final part of this message, I want to leave you with one powerful truth. The most important discovery I've made in all my years as a doctor. It's not about cloves, hormones, or even blood flow. It's about something far greater that determines how strong, how vibrant, and how alive you remain, no matter your age. And that's exactly what I'll share with you next. Section 11. Conclusion. A new beginning at any age. After all these years as a doctor, I've come to believe that real healing never begins with medicine. It begins with belief. Belief that your body can recover, that your energy can return, that your best days are not behind you. What I've shown you throughout this journey isn't just about cloves or blood flow or testosterone. It's about awakening that belief again. Because once you start caring for your body with intention, everything else follows. The strength, the vitality, the confidence. Clove water is simply a tool, a bridge that helps reconnect you to the man you were always meant to be. When your circulation improves, your nerves reactivate, and your hormones rebalance, you're not just getting stronger, you're reclaiming the quality of life you deserve. I've seen men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s walk back into my clinic with a spark in their eyes, laughing like they hadn't in years. And every single time, I remind them of one thing, that transformation didn't come from me. It came from them, from their decision to show up for themselves again. So tonight, when you make that cup of clove water, remember, it's more than a drink. It's a declaration. It's your body's invitation to heal, to feel, to live fully once again. You're not too old. You're not done. You're simply being given another chance to thrive, naturally, powerfully, and with purpose. And before you go, tell me in the comments, what's the one thing you want to reclaim in your health this year? Energy, confidence, or peace of mind? Your answer might just inspire another man to begin his own journey, because this isn't the end. It's the start of something extraordinary.